Welcome to the Film Junket podcast.
Well, hello, my dear film friends. How are you? How's it going? Recording this a day late, a buck short. I'm writing the report. Holy crap! Why did I just pull? I just pulled out a Blink 182 line. Yeah, Jesus. I don't know why that came about. What's happening, guys? Dave the Film Junkie here. Welcome to the Film Junket podcast. Is this number 50? I don't even know. I think it is. This is number 50. I probably should have celebrated by having somebody on the podcast, but it's been another stupid busy week, so I haven't really worked that out. But hoping to get somebody on the vodka stream tomorrow night as I'm recording this. I'm actually going to try to get this up. Usually I wait the next day to get the podcast up, but I'm going to try to get it up tonight. Technical difficulties, man. I tell you what. I have an iMac and a MacBook, guys. Yeah, I made a mistake when I bought the MacBook. I bought the basic one, which, man, Apple is very strange. It's basically, I bought the version that is like Chromebook. I have a Chromebook too. I bought that like 5 years ago, but you know, Chromebook is so basic. It runs on, you know, a web OS and everything like that. But the MacBook I got, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just have this just for backup, just for shits and giggles and this, that, and this. And so I bought the basic model that does not have any inputs. As in no memory card, no USB, no nothing. Because they're expensive. And at the time I was like, I'll just get the basic model. It'll be fine. You know, so anytime that I record anything, I record on my iMac, and then I upload it to a certain cloud service, whichever one, and then I download it onto my MacBook. By the way, I'm drinking, of course, my Pinot Grigio. Delicious. So yeah, that could be somewhat of a process. It wasn't at my old place, because I had Frontier Fios, and that internet was just, I don't know. That's the noise I chose to use to help with the to get you to have you realize how fast it was. I don't know why I chose that, but it was so fast that I could upload a video and download one within like 5 minutes, no matter how big it was just so quick. But now I can't have that where I currently am. Now I have Spectrum. Sure, it's $10 less, but man, is it slower. Yeah, fucking sucks, man. So it was fine over there. It takes a little bit more time over here to upload and then download. I mean, I mainly use Dropbox for this. That's why I was like, okay, seriously, like the basic model was, I think it was $300 to $400 less than like the one that went up more. So that's why I was like, fuck it. Everything's wireless now. Well, I got cloud services and this, that, and this. I could do it. Yeah, now I'm regretting it. At least a memory card slot, so I could put the memory card for my camera in there. So sometimes I just have technical difficulties with that, but I've updated my Mac and my MacBook to the latest and greatest that Apple can provide for us. And I wasn't having any problems with the MacBook at all. The MacBook actually improved. But for some reason, my iMac, which is, it's about 3.5 years old, was having issues. For instance, my editor, which I use Adobe Premiere, and I have issues sometimes where it won't export. It won't export a video. It'll say there's an error, and then it'll force close. And that's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I've had some frustrating moments with it. So, yeah. So there's that. And then all of a sudden I was having problems with Bluetooth. And well, that's what happened last night. The Bluetooth, because I have a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse. And my mouse was low on battery, so I hooked up their little USB. Well, I don't know what is it called. I don't even remember what Apple uses for their shit. But anyways, I plugged that in. As soon as that happened, it went haywire. When I unplugged it, nothing worked. The Bluetooth didn't work. The Bluetooth literally just shut down, and I rebooted my computer like 6 times to try to get it going, and it would just drop. It was just nothing was working. So I couldn't record the podcast last night like I intended. Very frustrating. And then I went to look, and hey, guess what? There's another little update. Maybe this will help. And so I updated that after rebooting my computer once again to try to get at least something. And I did enough for the mouse would work, and I updated. And so far, everything's been nice. Everything's been good. Now, the next thing I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try with, my podcast here that I'm currently recording. I'm going to try to see if my good old Adobe will work on this. And I think it's because I have an older version of Adobe on here and a newer version of Adobe on my Mac. Because, reasons, I tried to get the new version on here, but it wanted me to pay another fucking fee for that. I'm going, are you kidding me? I'm already paying $20 a month for that on the MacBook. Come on. Do I need to pay another $20 for putting it on this computer? That's bullshit. But, I mean, I get it. I kind of, whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. So frustrating. Yeah, very frustrating, but it's okay. I'm recording it now. Everything seems to be working okay now. Hopefully, whatever update they pushed out helped a lot of things, and everything's going to be okay. So anyways, guys, what's going on with you? Everything good? Everything fine? What do you think about those Academy Award nominations? That's right. Let's talk about that. Like I said, I did a short video, of course, talking about the Best Picture noms. And then, of course, I had to talk about, a certain one. Black Panther. We're all happy for it, right? Because it's so deserved! Man. It's funny because luckily I only got pushback from one person. I thought I was going to get more pushback. Well, more people did pushback that were part of his group, but it wasn't really anything. It's just some dude that anytime that I've actually talked about Black Panther, he shows up in my mentions like just, So, no, nothing new there, but it's so funny because, there's so many times I've praised Black Panther. I put it on the wall of favorite movies of 2018. I've said it was a good movie. It's not a perfect movie like they're making it out to seem. It's top tier MCU. I've said that, and I said even in my video, I said box office. That's where your popularity is. It's big there. It's big there. It doesn't need an Academy Award Best Picture nomination. Okay, you're down. The Academy Awards just keep on getting lower and lower and lower. People are saying it's a joke now. It's hurting that. So all these filmmakers that want to tell an original story, which every other fucking movie here, well, I guess you can't say that with The Star is Born and Vice. Well, Vice is just, telling a story in a unique way. I'll give it that. Star is Born is not exactly unique, but a unique take on it, and a better take because it's the 4th version. And the fact that it's getting so much praise is something unique in and of itself. And then, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody is also a biopic, which always get recognized here. But usually with biopics, the one thing that with biopics, that means whoever the story is about, that actor has transformed themselves. I guess you could say that about Vice, too, because both Rami Malek and Christian Bale, they fucking transformed themselves into other people. Did not happen with Black Panther. Shut the fuck up. What? Chadwick Boseman, yes, he created the Wakandian accent. Good for him. Fine, that's okay. He's a good actor. I've enjoyed him in other things. I thought he was good in 42. I didn't see that James Brown movie that he was in, but I heard it was terrible. That's why I didn't go anywhere. So, but I liked him in 42. I actually enjoyed 42. It wasn't as, I probably should have been better. I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. But, yeah. And it's just, of course, it's just, if you throw any shade towards Black Panther, with these woke Twitter people, they just say you're racist. I mean, I literally had somebody say that these white bloggers, you know, just because they're praising Black Klansmen doesn't make them racist for hate. I don't know. It didn't make sense. Basically, it was saying like that even though these white bloggers, you know, who cares about any of the bloggers that are of color? Just because they're praising Black Klansmen doesn't mean they're not racist because they're shitting on Black Panther. This is what I'm talking about. People, and this is what's hurting film right now is all this shit. Race, I mean, it's basically like it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, you got Roma up there. Nobody talks about that one. Who cares about, you know, who cares about the brown people, right? Which, of course, I am half. And, yeah, you know, who cares about that? I still need to watch that one. There's a couple. Every time the Academy Awards show up, I always go, okay, I'm going to watch like every one of these just to put my input in. And with all the Best Picture stuff, I've seen pretty much half. I've seen Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, and A Star Is Born, and Vice. So I still need to see The Favorite, Green Book, and Roma. So I plan on watching those for sure. But I also want to see Willem Dafoe in Eternity's Gate. And what else is there? Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? I actually did want to see that. So I'll check all those out. You know, of course there's snubs, guys. There's always snubs. We shouldn't get upset about it. It's common. I mean, to me, the biggest snub in the past decade was Jake Gyllenhaal from Nightcrawler. I don't know how he got snubbed. I mean, you know, he turned into this fucking weirdo, skinny dude, and just, I don't know. I mean, maybe because that movie just resonated with me a lot more than some other people. I don't know. I've said it before because, you know, just the fact that he always had to be first. He always had to be first and get it out there, you know? You know, it kind of made me go, okay, I need to stop being so clickbaity in this, that, and it. I don't know. I took the message in there and what was going on in there, and I just applied it to I mean, I know some really dark shit happens in there, but I just, you know, you just kind of apply it to your life, and I just kind of went, you know what? I need to stop being that guy that, I got to get the leak out first or this out first, you know? I got to get into the scoop game eventually. Man, I just spit right there. Ha! It's the wine, I tell you. You know, and so it just kind of resonated with me. I walked out feeling gross and then feeling also like, man, it was a great movie. So, you know, there's snubs all the time, you know. Ben Affleck being snubbed even though Argo won. But like I said in the video, pretty much the directors of the Academy nominate. So I don't think they're too fond of actors turned directors. I really don't think they are. And, you know, this just comes to show you that, you know, they weren't too fond of Black Panther. This is, I mean, there's no other way to spin it. I mean, hey, if you enjoyed the movie, great, fantastic. So did I. If you think it deserves it, fine. That's fine. But we're, you know, also allowed to say that it doesn't. You know, I just want people to realize that, hey, you know, now that a superhero popcorn flick, you know, is now nominated for Best Picture, it's just it's hurting film. It just does. Like I said, it doesn't need it. It really doesn't. It got all the praise in the world from the box office and the cultural impact that it had. You know, it did all that, and that's great. That's fine. Perfectly fine. That's good. It's over there. It doesn't need to be over here. Okay? All the other nominations that it has for the technical shit and the costumes and everything like that, yep, well deserved. It deserves those too. But it does not need to be Best Picture. I don't know how many people I work with or friends, they go, really? I mean, I enjoyed it, but really? Best Picture? What? You know, they're all baffled. This is hurting it, okay? This is hurting the Academy Awards. So, yeah, so let woke Twitter fucking, you know, call you out and call you racist. It's fine. It's whatever. It's perfectly fine. They're fucking, they're narrow-minded. They're ignorant. You know, of course, that side of Twitter is really bad. It's crazy. I mean, there's Salon literally had an article that said Black Panther deserved Best Picture nomination. The Dark Knight didn't. Fuck you. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Dark Knight? Well, I mean, that was a big, epic movie that didn't have to resort to fake location. Well, I mean, Gotham City's fake, but I'm talking about when you're shooting, you're not in front of a green screen all the time. I'm sure there was some, but I mean, that was shot in Chicago with IMAX cameras, just huge. And then, not to mention, the villain gave one of the best performances and won the Academy Award. And, you know, like I said, Black Panther has nothing in the actor category at all. All the other Best Picture noms do. That just tells you something right there. And like I said, Coogler didn't get nominated. Hey, Coogler should have got, nominated for maybe the first Creed. I think he should have got nominated for the first Creed. Or the Fruitvale Station. Why didn't he get nominated for that? You know, I love it when, you know, people say that. It's like, you know, people should have been nominated for other things. Not this fucking not the popcorn flick, okay? Jesus. But it was just funny. I mean, yeah, of course it's subjective. If you enjoyed Black Panther more than Dark Knight, fine. But there's also an objective way to look at some of this stuff as well. You know, I'm just saying, there is. So, and, you know, you see right through it. You kind of just see right through it. Yeah, I'm going to do probably a whole other podcast when I talk about, like, everything. You know, who my picks, I guess you could say. Like I did that last year where I said I basically picked who I think should win and then who I think is going to win. So I'll have that, like, you know, totally written out. But, yeah, there's snubs. I mean, Hereditary, Quiet Place. You know, the Academy won't recognize horror too much. You know, they don't. You know, I even said BlacKkKlansman was a little overrated for me. It was, but, you know, I could still see it being up here because, you know, it's still a good movie. It was just, you know, part of the plot just, you know, I don't know. And I actually thought that Washington, I forgot his first name, Denzel's kid, I didn't think he was, you know, I'm actually glad that he didn't get nominated for Best Actor because I didn't think he gave, like, a, oh my God, performance. You know, Adam Driver got nominated, and I'm sure they're going to spin that some way. But I thought, yeah, I mean, his performance was significantly better than Washington's. But again, you know, the whole cusp of that, the whole plot revolves around Washington is the voice and Driver is the person who goes in undercover to be like that supposed voice. And it just, they don't sound alike. I'm sorry. You know, they try to make them sound alike, but I'm like, most of the time they don't sound alike. Yeah, there's a spot in the trailer where they say the same thing and they try to make it seem like, yeah, they sound alike. I'm going, no, but overall they don't sound alike. I'm sorry. They don't. But it's fine. And Spike Lee got nominated. Cool. You know, he should have got nominated for some of his previous work, man. Inside Man. Well, that's one of my favorite Spike Lee movies right there. Inside Man was really good. Denzel and, what's his nuts? I can't think of it right now. Damn it. But such a, you know, bank robbery movie. Such a great movie. That was such a good movie. Definitely better than BlacKkKlansman in this little, you know, guy's head here. Christian Bale's probably going to get that lead actor. I can't see anybody else. He transformed himself, even though Rami Malek transformed himself too. But Christian Bale just went on a whole other level because that guy's a fucking madman. When it comes to the lead actress, I've only seen one of these movies. Lady Gaga. She did great. I don't think she'll win. Glenn Close, the wife, I still need to watch that. I don't know. Her speech in the Golden Globes almost wanted to make me puke. Yeah, you know, a bunch of back patting. I mean, she makes it sound like, you know, oh my God, women now can do what they want. I'm like, you've been doing what you want for the last 40 years or 30 years, whatever the hell. I mean, I get some of it, but yeah. She talks about her mom and how her mom didn't fulfill her dreams. I'm like, well, she married a surgeon, and whatever occupation she had, I forgot what it was, they were rich. Okay? Glenn Close's family was rich. Her parents were rich. Okay? So I don't think her mom was suffering at all. It's just, it's gotten to the point where everybody's just going up there and just fucking, spewing out this shit. And everybody in the room, who's also worth millions and millions of dollars, fulfilling their dreams, are going, yes, say it, girl. And I'm like, you guys are living it. You guys have been living it. I know there's still some things that need to be tweaked. I get that. But don't make it sound like it's the fucking, whatever the show that is, the Handsman, what is it called? Shit. Where the Handsman? Handsmaid? Oh my god. I'm totally fucking, it's been a long week, guys. I just got my taxes done tonight, too. That was fun. Slept like shit. Work's been kicking my ass. So don't mind me. My brain is a little mushy, but it's just, it gets crazy. It really gets crazy. I don't know. It's so funny when you see online about all this stuff, and then I try to look at it reality, and I'm going, okay, no, this is not the way it really is at all. And then, I work in an office, guys and girls. It's quite diverse, and nobody's getting like foul treatment. Nobody, like I said, when you hear all this stuff, and everybody's proclaiming all this shit, and then I just look in real life and going, okay, that's not the case. It's not the case here. It's weird, very strange. Lead actor, I've seen most of this. Bradley Cooper, Christian Bale, Rami Malek. I still need to see Green Book and Eternity's Gate. That's what it is. Supporting actor, Ali again. Hey, at least this time he's in the movie a lot more. Remember he won the Academy Award for Moonlight, and he was only in it for like 18 minutes. I was like, damn, good job. That's a good fucking payday and fucking whatever the hell. I'm like, you were only in the first act of that goddamn movie. Good job. That was a little strange to me. Let's see. Can You Ever Forgive Me? Oh, yeah. Richard E. Grant. Yeah, I still need to watch that movie, too. Sam Rockwell. He was so good as Bush. Man, he really was. Sam Elliott should probably win this one, to be honest. He did really good in Star is Born. I don't know. We'll see. I still got to break it down. Supporting actress, Amy Adams. She'll get snubbed, as usual. Hey, Emma Stone? That's right. I didn't even notice that. Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz from The Favorite. Wow. Regina King. If Beale Street Can Talk, still need to see that movie. And then, of course, Roma. I still need to see that movie. So, and then the directors, and I didn't see Cold War, and I didn't see Roma. So, and then The Favorite, of course. Man, that's quite, yeah. We'll see what happens there. I'm excited for animated feature because I'm pretty certain that Spidey Into the Spideyverse is gonna win, and it damn well should, because that was just phenomenal. It was just amazing, and everything. So yeah, still gotta check out some of these movies. Well, yeah, just look forward to that. Maybe I'll do that next week. Yeah, the snubs. I mean, Hereditary. Toni Collette. I thought she gave an Oscar-worthy performance and didn't. Hell, even Emily Blunt did that in fucking A Quiet Place. Quiet Place was pretty much my favorite movie of last year. I mean, that movie, it was just so good, start to finish, so fucking good. But of course, it's not going to get nominated. I mean, my God, it's just, that's what just irks me. I'm like, really, Black Panther? No, okay. It's whatever though. But we'll see what happens with all of this. But anyways, guys, what else should I talk about? What? Bryan Singer? Should I talk about that guy? My God, I just did my little short video about it. Now, okay, so there's a lot of things with the whole Bryan Singer thing. First off, I think there's way more going on with that shit than we know about. Because it's just so weird how, Millennium Studio, whatever the heck, and that guy, Avi, whatever, is supporting him and saying, oh, yeah, it's just a hit piece. I'm like, These accusations have been here for years. Fucking years. Fucking years. Okay? This is not just some random shit. These accusations have been around forever. And somehow Singer has avoided them. And it's very strange. You know? And we've always heard about the pedophilia shit in Hollywood. I mean, Corey Feldman, he's been vocal again. But Corey Feldman has been talking about this for fucking years. Elijah Wood has said shit. It is a thing that is happening. And apparently Bryan Singer is just, right there. Now, I can separate art from the human being that made it, I just always find it funny that the people were like, really, Bohemian Rhapsody, going to support this fucking predator? And that person has done nothing but praise his X-Men movies because they hate the MCU. Oh, that's good, you fucking hypocrite. No. Bohemian Rhapsody was one of my favorite movies of last year. But hey, guess what? It mainly has to do with Malik in his performance. And then, yes, okay, fine, whatever. I understand that. Bryan Singer directed most of it, even though that last part, I think, was directed by, well, what's his nuts? I can't remember his name, but the guy who's going to be, who did Rocket Man, so hopefully that's just as good. Yeah. It sucks. There's like a little feeling of like, yeah, it sucks. And then, yeah, but I can also go back and just be like, hey, sorry. I like the first X-Men, movie and the second one and Days of Future Past. I'm sorry. I'm just separating, the art from the individual. I mean, there's a lot of things. How many things? What about Kevin Spacey? Am I just going to not like any of the movies that he was in? American Beauty? Usual Suspects? Oh, shit. That's a double whammy right there. Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey in that movie. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I can't do that. I can't be one of these people that just is going to totally be like, nope, I can't like that movie anymore. Sorry. Did you hear what he did? I'm like, sorry, I can separate it. I hope Singer gets what he deserves. I hope Spacey gets what he deserves. Weinstein, how many movies he fucking produced? And like I said, I still want that list of all the women that fucked him just to get where they are. Just saying. And some of the, and some of these people who are just like totally just going to be like, I can't watch any of their movies or nothing. It's like, yeah, I'm sure there's some of your... Hollywood's a shady fucking place, guys. Okay? Nobody's innocent. If you're in Hollywood, you're not innocent. We don't know what the fuck's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what shady shit from both the guys and the girls have done. I mean, it's nice that it's all coming about. The legit shit, I don't like the fake shit, like when they went after Morgan Freeman. Fuck you with that. Don't do that. But stuff like this whole Bryan Singer thing, and that's what sucks about, that's what I was getting pissed off about. I was like, okay, the Me Too movement, great, grand. We got Harvey Weinstein. We're getting some of these fuckers out. We're outing some of them. Okay, what about the pedophilia shit that's been going on and that's been talked about for fucking decades? Can we start talking about that? Why are we just going to ignore that? That's worse. I'm sorry, but that's worse than grown adults being assaulted. Okay? When kids are being assaulted, that's fucking worse. Okay, Jessica Chastain? It's fucking worse. And I know you've heard some shit. Because you heard shit about Harvey Weinstein, but didn't say jack shit. You didn't say anything. Why? Because you wanted to keep your jobs. You wanted to continue working. Oh, yeah, we get it. We get it. But don't fucking pat yourself on the back. Jesus Christ, man. I tell you what. It's just the hypocrisy out there. It's ridiculous. So, if you're one of the people that is going to disown Bohemian Rhapsody, disown every other movie that Bryan Singer has made. Okay? All those X-Men movies that you always say, like, oh, they're so great, man. The MCU is going to mess up the X-Men. Well, then you can't praise those movies. Can't praise. And it sucks. Really sucks. Because I thought Bryan Singer was a good filmmaker. That he was a great filmmaker. I really did. I mean, he tried with Superman, and there's some good things in there. I'm not saying that Superman Returns is a complete shit sandwich, but there's some good things. Some good things in there. There really is. Oh, and Kevin Spacey was in that too. Oh my God! he was a good Lex. He was one of the good things. Ah, God damn. That's what sucks. It's like I can respect the craftsmanship of the art that they created, but man, they're just garbage human beings. But then you got to wonder what sent them down this path. Because according to Kevin Spacey's brother, their father was a big piece of shit who fucking molested both of them and molested other kids too. And apparently the brother just kind of lost his mind with other shit. If you actually see his brother, they don't look like brothers. Kevin Spacey's brother looks like Rod Stewart's fucking rotting corpse. He looks very fucking weird. But apparently he was just like how Kevin Spacey is now. So, you know, that's where you kind of just go, where, you know, when it comes to sexual predators, you kind of have to dig and be like, where did this stem from? And it usually is they were abused themselves. You know, so I wonder what Singer did. Was he abused as a kid? He had to be. I'm sure he was. And I'm not sympathizing with him, no. I'm just saying you really got to dig and see what's the root of the problem. Because then you got to think, okay, hey, guess what? All our problems that we have with everything, it's really about parents. It's really about parents. If you're not ready to have kids, don't have kids. Wrap your shit. Don't get pregnant, okay? That is one of the worst things that is plaguing this whole world. That's why I think, okay, if God does exist, what a fucking asshole, because he made it so easy for us to procreate, and he made it feel oh so good that just dumb people and shitty people are fucking having kids. And they're not sticking around, or they're acting like garbage humans to their kids. That's what sucks. And I'm like, wow, God really has a sick sense of humor if he's real. I mean, it sucks when a couple has their shit together, they're financially set, and they're just decent human beings, and they're trying and they can't have a kid. But that two stupid-ass fucking 15-year-olds can have sex once, bam, kid. And then that kid lives in a shitty environment, in a shitty home, with shitty people, and ends up growing up to be a shitty person. It's a fucking twisted thing, man. So if God does exist, he has a sick goddamn sense of humor. My God. Yeah, you like how I said that? It's ridiculous. But what can he do, you know? What can he do? Shazam. We were supposed to get a trailer. But that didn't happen. Yeah, that whole thing. I know people were asking me about that. I'm sure I'm probably going to get a question here or even tomorrow on the Vodka stream. Because I even got people like, hey, what's your take on Daniel RPK? And I'm going, well, I've given him shit before. You know, but I've, like I said many times, after Justice League came out and then just throughout 2018, and I know you guys have noticed, I've changed a little bit. I went from being, you know, an angry fan kind of thing to just kind of going, okay, I need to not just be so reactive about things and so this and so that and just start fucking yelling into the microphone. I mean, I'll still yell in the microphone. I'm doing it now. But, you know, when it comes to these scooper guys, and I've talked to Daniel, you know, everybody, they present themselves in different ways, I've noticed. I mean, Scoopy Pants has always been that, you know, ego-driven douche. I mean, he literally tried to pull a sponsored fucking article on his site and immediately got called out. I mean, that guy is just a douche. He's a fucking douche. Like, I don't think I can ever respect that guy, you know. And then, but what I learned was like, okay, yeah, sure, like, you know, maybe there's some fabrication going on, but for the most part, these guys have sources. And I've said this many times. You know, especially when they say the Snyder Cut doesn't exist. And I'm just like, you know what, guys? These guys have sources. And these sources are telling them this. And then you're just going to immediately turn around and be like, okay, hey, I have a source too. And he's told me things that I have not said. Because I'm like, I don't need to say that or this or that or blah, 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 you know, or whatever, you know. But I have reciprocated some things that people were like, fuck you, Dave. You know, specifically, he told me that, oh no, Snyder's not going to be at Comic-Con. And I was like, yeah, makes sense. Why would he be? That's what I do. When I hear things, I kind of like, I bring it in, and then I internalize, and I think about it, and then I go, okay, that doesn't make, I shouldn't say it, because that's not going to be good. Or I should be like, okay, I agree, because, yeah, why would Snyder want to steal the thunder from the other 3 filmmakers that are showing their films? Why would he do that? But there are still people that don't believe that he was, you know, he wasn't there for a reason. Or across the water. I think he was just there to fucking represent. And then if maybe they were like, hey, maybe there's a way that we can talk about that. I don't know. It was all big weird. But all I heard was, no, he's not going to be at Comic-Con. And I went, okay. And then it was starting to go around, oh, he's going to be at Comic-Con. And I went, no, that's not what I heard. And I got a bunch of shit. From the big time Snyder cutters. That sounds bad. Snyder cutters. You know, but it's whatever. It's no big deal. It's a small group, but it was just like mentions were just blowing up, and yeah, it was quite exhausting when that happened. Hopefully this Comic-Con time this year will be better and everything. But there was set visits and shit like that. But when it came to Daniel RPK, I think he knew. I think he did receive information. He did. Well, he did. He did receive information of when the trailer was going to show up, but I think the way that he handled it was not professional, and he should rethink the way he does that. And I think he will, you know, because I don't think, he got too excited and he started fucking, you know, talking about, you know, you get so antsy, and this goes back to my whole thing. The reason why Nightcrawler resonated with me is because, you know, you get so anxious, like, I'm going to be the first one to get this out there. I'm not, you know, you get so excited about that, but then it could just bite you in the ass. So that's where I was like, okay, didn't get handled correctly or anything like that, but, you know, it's whatever. Hopefully we get that full trailer soon and none of the bullshit with it, so we'll see what happens, guys. Yeah, so, I mean, what we saw already, though, and I saw a grainy copy. That's why I could say, like, yeah, the trailer was supposed to show up, because I did get handed a couple of grainy GIFs, bootleg GIFs. So I'm like, okay, yeah, trailer was ready to go. So you hear, you know, so I'm telling you right now, a trailer was supposed to show up. It was. That's why I didn't really comment on it on my Twitter. I'm like, yeah, a trailer was supposed to show up. The reasons why Warner Brothers pulled it, I don't know. But like I said, probably got hyped too much. But yeah, there's that one shot of Billy leaping off that building and the lightning bolt hitting him and then turning into Shazam as he's yelling it. I knew it. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's going to be the money shot. Everybody's going to love that shot. There's going to be GIFs all over my timeline and just shots of that. And then sure enough, I mean, the director, you know, Sandberg, he has that as his banner for Twitter. I don't know if he still does. I'm pretty sure he does. Because it's a beautiful shot. And I'm sure that's his favorite shot of the fucking movie. I thought that was absolutely gorgeous. And I couldn't wait to see it in HD. And once I did, I was like, yes. So fucking good. So good. The movie's going to be great. I'm more hyped for it now than I was before. That's for sure. But I would like to see more trailer stuff. And yeah, big time Man of Steel vibes and shit like that. It's crazy. So yeah, we just gotta be patient. We'll see what happens. But the set visits were good. Were pretty, you know, cool and stuff like that. Although, when Zach Levi was talking, I mean, you know, of course, what's his name from Collider was being kind of douchey. And it's so weird how he handles himself. How did you fucking get to that point? When you interview these people, you sound. I'm just wondering, how would I be when I interview these people? I would want to be different. I would want to be funny. I'd want to be something, I don't know. I would have a lot of fun if I was interviewing, but some of these fucking guys, I'm like, what are you asking? Why are you saying stuff? I'm cringing. I'm cringing. What's his nuts from Collider who paints his nails black? You fucking weirdo. But then you just come off as such a douche, and then you wonder why people give you shit. It's just so weird. I just I try to get the mindset. I'm like, why? What? I don't know. It's crazy. Anyways, so, but I also go, okay, relax, guys, because people are like, hey, look at Zachary Levi. He talked about when he was asked about Cavill, he said he's still Superman. He is Superman. I'm like, well, this was back in April. Trust me. Hey, I'm not trying to throw shade or anything. I really want Cavill to remain Superman. It's so up in the air with him and Affleck. I think Cavill has more of a chance of returning than Affleck, that's for sure. But yeah, let's not forget, this wasn't, he didn't say these fucking quotes yesterday. He said it back in April during the set visit. So let's not start freaking out. It's just some people were doing that, but not everybody. So we'll see. But it sounds like it's gonna be a hit. I just worry about, it's coming out in April with a lot of other things. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Yeah, and then we got real life stuff. Yeah, like I said, got my taxes done with my tax guy. And one thing that we talked about a lot, me and him, because my tax return, well, first off, when you have your own business, which technically I do, with this. I mean, it's nothing I can live on, but I do, of course, make money off of this and, all the various stuff. It's always nice. It's nice, especially when I added it all up, all the stuff I made, and I'm like, okay, there's an increase from last year. That's a good thing. You have to, you don't tax that. I mean, obviously, when you work a fucking normal job, it automatically gets taxed, and that's why you get a return. When you look at this is what you made, this, that, and this, you input it, and blah blah blah, bam, then you get your tax return. But when you have your own business, obviously, you have to get you haven't been taxed, so most likely you're gonna owe. But then you could, of course, just write off all kinds of things, anything that helps your business. You just write off. So that's why I go to a tax guy, because we write off a lot of things. But, my tax return this year was, like half of what I got last year. And he explained to me it was because of the new tax reform, when Trump, his whole evil scheme of, a tax break for the rich, that a lot of people were saying. And I went, wait a minute. I'm looking at my paycheck, and I'm making $80 more a month. So, wait. I thought he was just giving a tax break to the rich. And then I keep reading articles about CEOs going, hey, this CEO of South Point over in Vegas, he's able to give bonuses to all his employees because of the tax break. And over here, CEO this and CEO that. And I'm like, Yep, that sounds about right. And, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm sure some, the rich people out there were like, hey, hell yeah, fuck yeah, blah, 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 But there's also a lot of decent human beings, and then a lot of just people who just work for a living, blue collar, white collar, whatever the fuck, who ended up getting a tax break, and was making more money per paycheck. I was one of them. That's why I was like, hey, high five to that, High five to that. Stop tanning, because it doesn't look good on you. You look orange. What are you talking about? You talk about Film Junkie. You can't make fun of my skin complexion. It's just the way it is, okay? I don't fucking put spray tan on. I don't do the tanning booth thing. Yeah, you do. Stop it. You're 70 years old. So he explained to me that people that he was, his clients were getting upset because they were getting less of a tax return this year, but they didn't realize that they were making more throughout the year because they just didn't pay attention. And I'm going, okay, yeah, why are people stupid? We were having a whole conversation. I'm like, why are people just so fucking, and then of course they're just going to blame Trump. And I'm going, for that part, and I'm going, I'd rather make more throughout the year than just get a fucking tax return. You shouldn't fully depend on your tax return. Yeah, it's nice to get that return, and then you could put it somewhere, put it in a savings account if you want to, or hey, use it to fucking buy something you've been wanting to, and this, that, and this. But pay attention to your fucking paycheck, people. As soon as I heard about that tax cut, I looked at my paycheck and I noticed. I'm like, oh, look at that. It went up. You have to pay attention to that. And he even told me, he's like, yeah, people just assumed it was like something else. What? I mean, everything is broken down in your paycheck. It shows what's taken out in taxes and your health insurance and this, that, and this. I pay attention to that shit. And as soon as I saw an increase, I showed, oh, look at that. Not as much in taxes was taken out. Sweet. And it actually works out better. But some people don't like that. They want to get a big fat check as a tax return. And I'm going, no, I'd rather have more monthly. I'm sorry. That's why I wasn't disappointed when we talked about it. I was like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. And then I did the math. The fact, and this is probably for everybody, at least it was for me, if I would have not had the extra money throughout the year, I would have got less on my tax return, to make up for it. The difference would have been different. I did that math. I added up like the extra money that I was making throughout the year on my paycheck, and it would have been more than what I would have made on my tax return. So I was like, okay, I have no problems with that. And he even asked, he was like, would you want to withheld more so then you get a bigger tax return next year? And I said, no, I'd rather have more throughout the year. Especially now, since I got a fucking big-ass hospital bill that I still haven't paid for yet. Still trying to figure that out, guys. Anyways, I'm going to start answering questions here. Oh, well, I mean, there was, and then another thing, too. Like I said, I mean, I swear, when you watch, because I've said it many times on my Twitter, I follow people from the left and the right. I mean, when something goes down, man, is it just two different movies you're watching. Like this whole fucking Covington protest thing. My God. It's fucking nuts. I saw that being, the first thing I saw, and I kept seeing headlines and people talking about it, was, these racist fucking kids at this school, this Catholic school, were yelling out racist shit and being bigoted and being assholes. Especially this one guy was being an asshole to this Native American man who was beating a drum. They harassed him and this, that, and this. It was the first thing I heard. And then I was like, well, okay, interesting. Let me wait and see what happens. And then all of a sudden, the full video came out. And turns out that wasn't entirely true. The Native American man, well, first off, the media was throwing him around everywhere. And then there was lies about that. I guess he wasn't a Vietnam veteran when they were saying he was. He was just a veteran. He didn't fight in Vietnam. Or I don't know. There was a lot of things. I didn't look too much into it because I don't like to get too political. And then I was going, okay, did these guys really harass? Oh, okay, wait a minute. Well, the guy who, first off, the kid who did the smirk, for some reason, people on the left are so fucking scared of a smirk. Very strange. Very, very strange. Interesting. I'm like, what the fuck? And this kid just smirked. Okay. But is that reason to send him death threats and dox his information? Literally, and then I think Kathy Griffin actually helped dox this kid. Put out his information, phone number, address, everything. And I'm going, wow. You guys are fucking evil piece of shit people. Fuck Kathy Griffin for helping with that. I mean, I've never thought she was funny. She's totally just awful. Her nails on a chalkboard when she starts talking. But it's just like, you're a grown-up. You're a fucking grown-up. And you're going to help with this? You're going to aid with this? There was Hebrew black Israeli group who are being way more douches than these fucking kids over here who are wearing the red hats. Yeah, I'll give you some of the kids, yeah, they were taunting. They sounded like, pricks, but I was like, okay, yeah. But some of the things that the media was claiming that they said, like build a wall and this and saying bigoted shit, if you actually watch the full video, they don't. And then you have a group over here, this black Israeli group, they were literally screaming out all kinds of bigoted shit And, you know, yeah, okay, nobody cares when they say about the crackers and this, that, and this. But they were saying, like, gay people don't deserve this, that, and this. They were saying all kinds of shit, and the media doesn't give a shit. You know, that just shows you right there the narrative. And then even on, I saw a video from The View, you know, Whoopi Goldberg and whatever the hell, you know, that whole group. She even said, like, you know, people made snap judgments. And, like, a lot of these publications, they were doing retractions and saying, well, okay, we did a snap judgment and it didn't happen like this. There were so many retractions that were happening, and I'm just going, is this journalism now? And then Joy Behar on The View, like when Whoopi Goldberg was like, why do we do this? And she said it, she pretty much said the reason. She goes, because we want Trump out of the office so badly. That's scary. So you want this man out of the office so badly that you're going to try so hard to make everything that involves him to be something so just the worst thing ever when it actually isn't. And then you're putting lives in danger. And then not calling out the real bigoted bullshit that was happening over here. It's so fucking weird. It's so strange. Journalism. What the fuck? It just baffles my fucking mind. It really, yeah. And then I'm like saying, hey, can we call out both sides? Because there's been many times where the left has harassed older people. Like, I've literally seen videos of people beating the shit or taunting or something of an older person who didn't agree with them. I mean, there's videos out there, but you won't hear anything from the media, and you won't hear anybody who's on that side. And that's the problem that we have here. You can't just fucking call out one side. You got to call out all the bullshit. You got to take a step back, get some perspective, and call out all the bullshit. And that's what people don't do. That's what people don't do. And that's what's going to fuck everything up. This tribalism is ridiculous, I tell you. It's frustrating because you just, like I said, you just see two different movies and it's just so bad. It's just so fucking bad. I don't know. You got to call out the bullshit on both sides, guys. You really do. Okay? You can't just like say something like, yeah, these kids are pieces of shit. And then when the full video comes out and a bunch of fucking sites and, you know, publications are retracting their story, you can't just like not say anything. You can't do that. Oh, well, I'm just going to ignore that. No. Fuck you if you do that shit. Fuck you. You got to be like, okay, apparently that's not what happened. This, that, and this. Be a goddamn adult, please. Okay? Jesus Christ. All right, let's answer some questions. If you want to ask me questions, the best way to do it is hit me up on Twitter and use hashtag FilmJunketPodcast for me to do it. So here we go. Miguel M. DCEU Trinity SBW. What are your thoughts on the Star Wars prequels? Phantom Menace, decent. Loved Liam Neeson. Ewan McGregor, you know, he was iffy. Jake Lloyd was pretty awful. And so was, you know, God, I hate to say it, but Natalie Portman wasn't that great either. But I can enjoy it. And Darth Maul was fantastic. And that fucking lightsaber battle is one of the best, especially when it was just Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. My God, it's so good. Attack of the Clones is god-awful. It's so bad. And then, of course, Revenge of the Sith is the best one out of the prequels, and it actually has some good shit in it. Eric M. Blake, he asked, with Jason Momoa pushing Henry Cavill's our Superman and Aquaman reaching $1 billion, opening doors to WB greenlighting more high-budget VFX-heavy DCU films again. How soon do you foresee a Man of Steel 2 announcement? Any Manums could use a reassurance. I don't see that. Because to me, with Aquaman making $1 billion, they're like, okay, we don't need Superman or Batman to make $1 billion. Look at that. But then at the same time, maybe they're gonna be like, hey, okay, we're still gonna get we're gonna get Batman film, but Man of Steel 2, I don't know. So fucking, it's hard. Yeah, I don't know. Michael Manette, what are you looking forward to the most from Ghostbusters 3? P.S. I think Leslie Jones is a wee bit salty about the whole thing. A wee bit? She's very salty. She needs to shut the fuck up. She sounds like a petty goddamn child. Your movie bombed. Sorry. It was awful. Which a lot of people said. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes said. They were fucking on your side because they wanted to be on the right side of history. The movie was god awful. But if you liked it, fine. And I know some people did. Fine. But the fact of the matter is, the movie bombed. So studios tend to not make sequels to movies that bomb that bad. What I'm looking forward to the most is the fact that the returning cast are going to play the characters they started out to play. Not some stupid cameo, fucking Dan Aykroyd going like, oh yeah, who you gonna call? Yeah, I'm just a fucking cliche New Yorker taxi cab driver. That's right, I'm gonna do this over-the-top fucking New York accent. Yeah, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Oh, fuck off. And you're gonna have Bill Murray get killed by a ghost dragon by getting tossed out the window? And then Ernie Hudson was just Leslie Jones's fucking uncle or something. It's so fucking stupid. Ugh. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Is the returning characters playing the characters that they made iconic back in 1983, 84, whatever the hell that is. Majin Gaku Black. Do you watch foreign films? If so, what kind are your interests? I don't. I need to watch more. I wish I watched more. But I mean, when it comes to horror, like Asian cinema, horror and action over there, the Asian cinema, man, they are on a whole other level. They really are. Fucking hell. And then we try to adapt their shit, like the horror stuff especially, and then it just gets watered down. And I'm going, it's so better over here. Stop it. Julian Luis Berrios. Is it Berrios? You got the double R, right? I don't know if it's Berrios or Berrios. What films do you think deserved a Best Picture Oscar nomination but got snubbed? Also, don't feel bad about my last name because you pronounce it better than most people. I'm trying to summon the Mexican side, the Latin side of me, and I'm saying Berrios. I don't know, or Berrios. Well, Annihilation, Quiet Place, Hereditary. And like I said, I already kind of talked about that. So, yeah, there's some snubs. Every year is snubs. It's not a new thing. Everybody makes it seem like, the Academy doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, every year, something gets snubbed. You know? It's very difficult to break down a year's worth of movies into, like, 5. You know? It's crazy. So, it's difficult. So, Shazam, I should say, Sam Parker Metal. If Reeves totally recast, has a new Batcave, Batmobile, and suit, is it even a DCEU film anymore? No. More importantly, does it matter? No. If he does that, and it's almost seeming like he is going to do that, it's going to be its own thing. It could just be an Elseworlds movie, like the Joker movie. Who knows? Who knows what he has planned? The DCEU is like running strong with Wonder Woman and Aquaman, even Suicide Squad, which had a little bit of Batman, but it's almost like, like I said, it just like, I don't think they need Batman or Superman right now. But if they're going to do a Batman film, hey, do it in its own universe. Why not? You can. Just like you could do Spider-Man in its own universe. As a matter of fact, they did, Sony. Matt, Diablo Mutant. Do you listen to the DC Films Hub podcast at all? I haven't. I should. Too busy listening to other podcasts. But I should, because those are fellow guys. I've talked to those guys. We follow each other. We comment on each other's shit on Twitter. Maybe one of these days I'll be on that podcast, or they'll be on my podcast. That's what I want to do. Hopefully there'll be some crossovers. Steve O asks, do you think Black Panther will be the CBM to break that glass ceiling between the Best Picture award and CBM genre? I love the shit out of Black Panther. It's one of my favorite CBM, but I don't think it's worth the Best Picture award. The Dark Knight should have had it first. I think a majority of people would agree with you there, Steve. I don't think it will, because like I said, it seems like it's just they wanted to do it just to do it, you know? It was all set. Yeah, let's just do it. I don't think it's strong enough to be Best Picture. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, that or Logan really should have been. You know, Dark Knight or Logan are just top tier right there. Those ones should have been. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. Bat Guy. So, Dave, do you think Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be the last Spider-Man movie in the MCU? By the way, Dave, you're one of my favorite film reviewers. Thank you there, Bat Guy. No, it will not, because I think the MCU, no, it won't be. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. I mean, I know Sony's going to do their thing, and the MCU is going to do their thing. And that, you know what I love about it? Is they're doing two different types of Spider-Man. I love that. MCU is doing a different take, a more spectacular type Spider-Man. And then Sony, with their animated shit, is doing a more legit Spider-Man. Okay? Pick your poison. Okay? Who fucking cares? If you don't like the MCU Spider-Man, don't watch it. That's fine. Who cares? It's not your fucking brand of vodka, then who cares? MCU cringe takes and more. Hi, Dave. Which film would you like to see M. Night Shyamalan take on the in the DCU? Neither. I don't want M. Night Shyamalan to be part of the MCU. I got so upset because I always see every time a director has a hit movie, both fandoms go, which movie, what superhero should he direct? I'm like, no! They did the same thing with John Krasinski and Jordan Peele and everything. And I'm going, shut up! Don't throw these guys into the lion's den of this bullshit. Don't do that. Let them tell original stories. So I don't want to see M. Night Shyamalan take on anything. He did his superhero trilogy. But he could probably do Justice League Dark. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. Something like that. I don't know. Or The Question. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. If they did a question. Or Vertigo. I don't know. Fuck it. No, I don't want him to direct anything. Okay, let's see. Gary Mall. I'd love to really hear your thoughts on this one. Hey, Dave. If you were James Gunn and were able to do anything with Suicide Squad 2, how would you approach it? Would you do a fresh take and keep Smith, Viola Davis, and Jai Courtney? Who would be in your lineup? I don't know who'd be. I'd keep the lineup, to be honest. I like Smith. I like Davis. I like Courtney. And, of course, Robbie. I hope they don't, full-on do a redo of it. I really hope that. I don't want them to. I really don't want them to. So hopefully they don't. I wouldn't change it up. I would keep the same actors. I mean, this is the first time I thought Jai Courtney, he didn't fucking annoy the shit out of me in a movie. Every other movie, I just hate him. But I thought he was good as Boomerang, so I think it's fine. Daniel Elias, both Sandberg and Levi have said there's in reference to other heroes throughout Shazam. Well, yeah, we've seen that in the trailers and in the fucking still shots. They're totally big time. Look at Freddy. He's like a big time DCEU fan. Other than what we've seen, yeah, who are you thinking we'll see here about in the flick? Well, they'll probably talk about everybody. They'll probably even mention what happened in Justice League. I imagine. The Canadian movie buff. after Bumblebee, what should the next Transformers movie be about? Well, Optimus Prime, and they should really. And what I said in my review, because I didn't enjoy Bumblebee like everybody else. I didn't think it was that great. There was good things about it, but Haley Steinfeld, which God, man, please make her Batgirl. She was great, and Bumblebee was for the most part great, but for the most part it was just it had the same beats as E.T. But the Cybertron stuff was excellent. Show some more of that. Do a movie about Cybertron. Fucking A, man. Dom, True DC News. Do you think Spielberg's Black Hawk is still happening? I completely forgot about it until earlier today. Yeah. Guy's doing West Side Story right now. But he's been wanting to do this movie for a while. Just give him time. He ain't going anywhere. I know he's up there, but fuck. He'll be fine. Abigu, I always say her shit wrong. Snyder Cut. Now, all sports tees. Let's see, when are we going to get some photos or art of the female Kryptonian in the history lesson? I don't know. Hit up Snyder. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to get that. I haven't heard anything from about the Snyder stuff or Snyder Cut or nothing like that ever since the t-shirt. So I don't know, man. I wish I had more info, but I don't. Anyways, that's all the questions, guys. Appreciate you asking them. Appreciate you clicking in. Listen to me ramble on for over an hour. It's good stuff. And, of course, click in to the vodka stream tomorrow night, Friday night, as always. I'll be sipping on vodka and getting loose. And you'll hear some various bad impressions of celebrities and possible singing of stuff and just me acting like a total idiot. It's good. It's good times, guys. All right. So, I appreciate you guys listening, and I will talk to you guys later.